Steve Perry, the legendary voice behind some of Journey's greatest hits, has long been one of rock music's most beloved figures. Known for his soaring vocals on songs like Don't Stop Believing and Open Arms, Perry's sudden departure from the band at the height of their success left fans shocked and searching for answers. Now, at 75 years old, Perry is finally ready to reveal the truth behind his exit from Journey. This untold story delves into why he walked away from the band that made him a star, the personal struggles he faced, and how his decision changed the course of his life and career. Perry's journey with Journey began when Walter Herbert, the original organizer and manager of the band, discovered a demo tape of Perry's band, Alien Project. The track If You Need Me, Call Me caught Herbert's attention immediately. At the time, Journey was searching for a new lead vocalist to replace Robert Fleischman. Fleischman had not officially signed with Herbert's management and was leaning toward staying with his previous manager. Additionally, Journey's sound was evolving away from its progressive rock roots, and Fleischman had not fully meshed with the band's new direction. Impressed by Perry's demo, Herbert decided to introduce him to the band subtly. During a sound check in Long Beach, Herbert presented Perry as a Portuguese cousin to avoid conflict with Fleischman. Perry's impromptu performance with the band captivated everyone, and not long after, Herbert made it official: Perry was to be Journey's new lead singer. Perry's arrival marked a significant shift in Journey's musical style, steering them toward a more radio-friendly, pop-influenced sound. This was a departure from the aggressive rock sound that had defined the band in its early years. While some fans and band members resisted the change, Perry's incredible vocal talent quickly won over many skeptics. His first live performance with Journey on October 28, 1977, in San Francisco met a mixed audience reaction. However, the release of Journey's album Infinity in 1978, featuring the hit song Lights, solidified Perry's place as a key member of the band. Perry had written Lights himself, and it became one of Journey's signature songs. As the band gained more radio airplay and media attention, Perry's contributions became integral to their success. He provided lead vocals for 9 of the band's albums, including Infinity, 1978, Evolution, 1979, Departure, 1980, Dream After Dream, the Japanese film soundtrack, Escape, 1981, which hit number 1 on the Billboard charts, Frontiers, 1983, Raised on Radio, 1986, and Trial by Fire, 1996. One of Journey's most iconic songs during Perry's tenure was Open Arms, a power ballad from the Escape album that reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 6 weeks, solidifying Journey's status as one of the biggest rock bands in the world. Beyond his work with Journey, Steve Perry made notable contributions to other artists' projects, showcasing his versatility as a musician. In 1980, he lent his voice to several Sammy Hagar tracks, including The Iceman and Run for Your Life. In 1982, he collaborated with Kenny Loggins on the hit single Don't Fight It, which reached number 17 on the Billboard charts. Following the success of Journey's Frontiers album and tour, Perry took a bold step by launching his solo career in 1984. His debut solo album, Street Talk, was a tribute to the original name of his earlier band, Alien Project. The album was a massive commercial success, selling more than 2 million copies and including several hit singles. Most notably, Oh Sherry, written for his then-girlfriend Sherry Swafford, climbed to number 3 on the charts and received heavy rotation on MTV, further boosting its popularity. Another notable track from the album, Foolish Heart, reached number 18 on the charts. Other standout singles, such as She's Mine and Strung Out, further enriched the album, which also featured contributions from former Alien Project drummer Craig Crampf, renowned guitarists Michael Landau and Randy Jackson, and bassist Randy Jackson, who would later become a judge on American Idol. In 1985, Steve Perry participated in the recording of the charity single We Are the World, where he was one of 21 singers contributing to the star-studded collaboration. Alongside this, he recorded a track titled If Only for the Moment, Girl for the album associated with the We Are the World project. These collaborations highlighted Perry's ability to seamlessly transition between his band and solo career while maintaining his distinct vocal style and artistry. This song was later included in the reissue of Street Talk. During this period, Steve Perry also collaborated with the Irish folk rock band Clannad on their 1987 album Sirius. However, what should have been a high point in his career was overshadowed by personal challenges. While reconnecting with Journey, Perry's mother became seriously ill. At the time, he was producing Journey's album Raised on Radio, but his recording sessions were frequently interrupted as he traveled back to the San Joaquin Valley to care for her. Tragically, his mother passed away during the album's production, adding emotional weight to an already difficult time for the band. Perry's extended absences and the disrupted recording process created tension within Journey. This strain, combined with the physical and emotional toll on Perry, ultimately led to the band going on hiatus after completing the Raised on Radio tour in 1987. After the tour, Perry began working on a solo project called Against the Wall in 1988, but the album was never completed. Despite this setback, some tracks from the unfinished album eventually surfaced. Several of the unreleased songs were included in Perry's 1998 compilation Greatest Hits Plus 5 Unreleased. In April 1989, Perry briefly returned to the stage, performing alongside Bon Jovi at the Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View, California. Together, they performed a duet of Sam Cooke's Bring It On Home to Me and the Four Tops' Reach Out. Perry also reunited with Journey for a tribute concert to promoter Bill Graham on November 3, 1991, at San Francisco's Golden Gate Park, where they performed Faithfully and Lights. Apart from these notable appearances, Perry largely withdrew from the public eye for 7 years, taking a much-needed break from the music industry. In 1994, Perry made his solo comeback with the release of his second album, For the Love of Strange Medicine. The album performed well, bolstered by the success of Perry's Strange Medicine World Tour. In 1996, Journey's classic lineup from 1981 to 1985 reunited to work on a new album, Trial by Fire. The album marked a successful comeback, debuting at number 3 on the Billboard charts and achieving platinum status by the end of the year. Despite its success, plans for a supporting tour were derailed when Perry suffered a serious hip injury while hiking in Hawaii, which required surgery. The band, eager to capitalize on the album's momentum, grew frustrated with the delay. They eventually presented Perry with an ultimatum: undergo the necessary surgery so the tour could proceed, or the band would be forced to find a replacement. Unwilling to rush into the surgery and deeply upset by the pressure from his bandmates, Perry ultimately decided to leave Journey for good. His position as lead vocalist was subsequently filled by Steve Augury, formerly of the band Tall Stories. Nearly 2 years after the release of Trial by Fire, Journey resumed touring without Perry at the helm. In December 1998, Perry released a compilation album titled Greatest Hits Plus 5 Unreleased, which included unreleased tracks from his shelved Against the Wall project, as well as a demo from his time with the Alien project. That same year, Perry contributed 2 songs to the soundtrack of the Warner Brothers film Quest for Camelot. In a candid 2001 interview on VH1's Behind the Music, Perry revealed that he never truly felt like he was part of Journey, despite his integral role in the band's success. This revelation provided insight into the emotional complexities that may have influenced his decision to step away from the group. After leaving Journey, Perry continued to contribute to music in various ways. In 2000, he lent his vocal talents to 2 tracks on Tommy Tokioka's album Happy to Be Living. The songs I Wish You Were Mine and An Angel Above Me featured Perry on backing vocals, showcasing his ongoing involvement in musical collaborations. In 2003, Perry teamed up with jazz guitarist Jeff Golub for the track Can't Let You Go, featured on Golub's album Soul Sessions. The song, primarily instrumental with Perry's vocals, highlighted his versatility across different genres. On January 21, 2005, Perry made a public appearance alongside his former Journey bandmates at their Hollywood Walk of Fame induction ceremony. Although Perry had previously expressed doubts about ever reuniting with the band, he acknowledged this event as a positive experience, even though it did not signal a permanent return. Perry remained open to the idea of working with Journey again but made it clear that such a reunion was unlikely, famously stating, "Never say never unless you mean never." Nevertheless, his presence at the ceremony gave fans a glimmer of hope for a potential reunion. In the same year, Perry co-produced and contributed vocals to the track A Brand New Start on David Pack's solo album The Secret of Moving On. Pack, the former lead vocalist of Ambrosia, included covers of some of his biggest hits, such as Biggest Part of Me and You're the Only Woman, alongside new material. Perry and Pac co-wrote several tracks for the album, continuing to showcase Perry's songwriting and producing capabilities. Fast forward to October 3, 2006, Perry's solo albums Street Talk and For the Love of Strange Medicine were remastered and re-released, both featuring previously unreleased material. A few years later, on January 13, 2009, Sony Legacy issued a compilation titled Playlist, The Very Best of Steve Perry, further cementing his legacy as one of rock's most iconic voices. In 2014, fans were delighted when Perry made a surprise return to the stage, joining the indie rock band Eels at 3 of their concerts. His performances during the encores thrilled audiences and reminded the world of his undeniable talent. Then, on April 7, 2017, Perry reunited with his former bandmates for Journey's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Although he delivered an emotional acceptance speech, Perry declined to perform with the band, choosing instead to respect Journey's current lead singer, Arnold Pineda. After years of anticipation, Perry released Traces, his first new studio album since For the Love of Strange Medicine, on October 5, 2018. The album, featuring 10 heartfelt tracks, was described by Perry as a cathartic experience and a deeply personal reflection on the pain of losing a loved one. A deluxe edition of the album, including 5 additional bonus tracks, was also released in the US. Perry embraced the holiday spirit later that year, releasing a cover of the classic Christmas song Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas on December 17, 2018. The following year, he released a deluxe version of Traces in March 2019, which included the bonus tracks and saw the release of his first official music video in 25 years for the song We're Still Here. Later in 2019, Perry continued his foray into holiday music with the release of a 3-song EP titled Silver Bells, which arrived on November 1. By November 5, 2021, Perry delighted fans again by releasing his first full-length Christmas album, The Season, through Fantasy Records. Perry's collaborative spirit remained strong in 2023, as he confirmed his involvement in Dolly Parton's rock album Rockstar. Not only did Perry contribute backing vocals to the album, but he also sang a duet with Parton on a cover of Journey's classic hit Open Arms. Steve Perry's legacy as one of rock's greatest vocalists is undeniable, largely due to his exceptional vocal range and the unique qualities of his voice. Perry's countertenor vocal range spans from F2 to A5, positioning him as one of the most impressive high tenors in rock history. His voice has often been compared to the soulful qualities of Sam Cooke and the powerful delivery of Aretha Franklin, blending emotional depth with technical precision. Perry's vocal ability earned him the nickname, The Voice, a title bestowed upon him by fellow musician Jon Bon Jovi. Brian May, the legendary guitarist of Queen, praised Perry as a luminous singer, describing his voice as truly one in a million. Randy Jackson, a longtime collaborator who played bass on Journey sessions and later became a well-known judge on American Idol, referred to Perry's vocals as the golden voice. Jackson lauded Perry's ability to combine immense power, broad range, and a distinct tone, calling him unparalleled in the world of rock, with only Robert Plant coming close to matching his prowess. What made Perry stand out was his ability to seamlessly blend influences from multiple genres. Jackson pointed out that Perry's style drew from the rich harmonies of Motown, the pop sensibilities of the Everly Brothers, and the raw intensity of Led Zeppelin. This eclectic mix helped Perry create a sound that was distinctly his own. Even Journey guitarist Neil Schon acknowledged Perry's vocal abilities, likening him to Aretha Franklin and agreeing with Chris Jericho's assertion that Perry might just be the greatest male singer of all time. Greg Prah, a prominent voice in the world of music commentary, emphasized that when people think of 80s arena rock, Steve Perry's voice is the first that comes to mind. John Frank, a colleague of Prah, further elaborated that Perry's voice was nothing short of a powerful wail, encapsulating the raw emotion and energy of the era. This sentiment was widely shared, as evidenced in 2009 when classic rock readers voted Perry among the top 10 greatest rock singers of all time, underscoring the enduring impact he has had on the genre. Rolling Stone magazine further cemented Perry's legacy by ranking him number 76 on their list of the 100 greatest singers of all time. They praised his technical abilities, highlighting his pure tone and emotional delivery, which set him apart from his contemporaries. Jeff Nichols of Rhythm took this admiration a step further, suggesting that Perry was arguably the best singer of his generation. Perry's vocal style was deeply influenced by Sam Cooke, whose soulful delivery left a lasting impression on Perry's approach to singing. He also drew inspiration from a diverse array of artists, including the Beach Boys, Jackie Wilson, Frankie Valli, Lou Christie, Marvin Gaye, Joe Tex, and Jack Bruce of Cream. Perry held a deep admiration for several female vocalists, such as Diana Ross, Dee Dee Sharp, and Aretha Franklin. Musically, his influences extended to legends like Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry, as well as the groundbreaking Motown recordings that defined the 1960s. His appreciation for English rock bands from the late 60s also shaped his signature sound, which combined soulful ballads with powerful rock anthems. Steve Perry's personal life is as cherished as his music, shaped by experiences that fueled his creative journey. Stephen Ray Perry was born in Hanford, California, to Portuguese parents from the Azores. As an only child, his early life was profoundly influenced by his family's connection to music. His father, Raymond Perry, originally Pereira, was a singer and part owner of a local radio station called Kings. This early exposure to music sparked Perry's interest in pursuing a career in the industry. However, when Perry was just 8 years old, his parents separated, a moment that left a significant impact on him. Following the separation, Perry and his mother, Mary Quaresma, moved to his grandparents' dairy farm, where they lived together. Despite the familial upheaval, his passion for music continued to grow. On his 12th birthday, his mother gifted him a gold pendant shaped like an eighth note, a token of her encouragement for his musical aspirations. Perry has carried this pendant as a symbol of good luck throughout his career. A pivotal moment in Perry's musical journey occurred when, while riding in the car with his mother, he heard Sam Cooke's Cupid on the radio. The song resonated deeply with him and marked the beginning of his path toward becoming a singer. This moment was the start of a lifelong devotion to music. His rise to fame, however, was not without challenges, and his departure from Journey remains a topic of intrigue. In his early 20s, Perry made a bold move to Sacramento with hopes of starting a band. There, he connected with Scott Matthews, a talented 16-year-old who would later achieve success as a music producer. Together, they formed a band called Ice, with Matthews taking on multiple roles as a drummer, guitarist, vocalist, and co-songwriter. In 1972, the band recorded tracks at the renowned Record Plant Studios in Los Angeles, where Stevie Wonder was simultaneously working on his groundbreaking album Talking Book. Despite their efforts, Ice's time in Los Angeles did not yield the breakthrough they had hoped for, and they eventually returned to Sacramento. The band soon dissolved as Matthews, still in high school, faced challenges with proper management and direction, making it difficult to compete in the music industry. Although Ice recorded promising material, it failed to garner much attention. By 1975, Perry had relocated to Thousand Oaks, California, where he formed a new band called Pieces. This group included seasoned musicians like Tim Bogert, known for his work with Jeff Beck and Denver Cross, along with Eddie Tuduri. Pieces pursued a progressive rock sound, but like Perry's previous endeavors, the band struggled to secure a record deal. After a year and a half of persistent effort, Pieces disbanded. Perry's next significant opportunity arose when he auditioned to replace Rod Evans as the lead singer of the band Captain Beyond, a move that would shape the trajectory of his career. Despite his efforts, Perry didn't get the gig, a disappointment that was compounded by the tragic death of Alien Project bassist Richard Michaels in a car accident. This loss almost made Perry give up on music entirely. He returned to his hometown of Larmore, ready to walk away from his dreams of a music career. However, fate had other plans. Perry's mother encouraged him to give it one last shot, and it wasn't long before Walter "Herbie" Herbert, the manager of a struggling San Francisco-based band called Journey, came knocking. In his romantic life, Perry was romantically involved with Sherry Swafford during the 1980s. This relationship was significant enough that Perry dedicated the hit song, "Oh Sherry," released in 1984, to her. However, after his relationship with Swafford, Perry chose to keep his personal life much more private, withdrawing from the public eye regarding his relationships. In 2011, Perry found love again when he began dating Kelly Nash, a psychologist and breast cancer survivor. Their relationship was intense and emotional, but also bittersweet. Sadly, Nash's cancer returned, and Perry supported her through her battle until she tragically passed away in December 2012. This profound loss left an indelible mark on Perry's life, deepening his sense of grief and appreciation for life's fleeting moments. Perry has also shared glimpses of some difficult memories from his past. In a 2018 interview, he hinted at painful childhood experiences, though he chose not to go into specifics. He did, however, make it clear that these troubling events were not related to his parents. Instead, Perry used these experiences as a way to channel his emotions into his music, finding solace and healing through singing. In a 2019 interview with Dan Rather, Perry also revealed that he has a daughter and grandchildren, though he chose not to provide further details. His desire to protect their privacy demonstrates his commitment to keeping his family life separate from his public persona, underscoring his need for boundaries in a life that has been under the spotlight for so long. Steve Perry has faced his share of health challenges over the years. In 1998, he underwent successful hip replacement surgery, a procedure that marked a pivotal point in his health journey. Years later, in May 2013, Perry confronted another significant health scare when a mole on his skin was diagnosed as melanoma, a dangerous form of skin cancer. He underwent 2 surgeries to remove the cancerous cells. Unfortunately, the surgeries were successful. Perry was told that no further treatment would be needed, allowing him to continue his life cancer-free. Another noteworthy aspect of Perry's life is his deep connection to sports, particularly baseball. While Perry has always been a fan of the San Francisco Giants, it was the Chicago White Sox that made his song, "Don't Stop Believin'," a central part of their 2005 baseball season. The song became the team's unofficial anthem as they embarked on a historic run to win the World Series, their first championship since 1917. Even though Perry's loyalty lay with the Giants, he was invited to join the White Sox on their journey, traveling with the team to Houston for the World Series. Perry shared in the excitement of the team's victory, celebrating on the field and in the locker room with the players as "Don't Stop Believin'" played in the background. His presence during such a monumental sports moment added a special layer to his song's already iconic status. In January 1980, Perry made a significant investment in his personal life by purchasing a home in Larkspur, California, for $215,000. Over the decades, this home has remained a consistent part of his life, serving as a place of stability as he navigated the ups and downs of his career. Today, the property has appreciated considerably and is now estimated to be worth around $2 million, standing as a testament to Perry's long-standing connection to the area and to the life he has built outside of the spotlight. As of 2024, Steve Perry's net worth is estimated to be around $70 million. This impressive figure not only reflects his financial success but also speaks to the lasting impact of his work. Perry's achievements as the lead singer of Journey and as a solo artist have cemented his place in rock history. His wealth symbolizes more than just monetary gain, it is also a reflection of the indelible mark he has left on the music industry. Steve Perry's legacy is defined by his extraordinary voice, a voice that has captivated and inspired audiences for decades. His unique ability to convey deep emotions through his performances has made his songs resonate with listeners across multiple generations. Whether it was through his work with Journey or his solo career, Perry's music has become synonymous with timeless anthems that continue to be beloved by fans worldwide. Despite facing significant personal challenges and professional setbacks throughout his life, Perry's passion for music has remained unwavering. Steve Perry's perseverance and dedication to his craft have allowed him to leave an enduring mark on rock music, inspiring countless artists and fans alike. Today, Steve Perry remains one of the most beloved figures in rock history, and his influence continues to reach new audiences as younger generations discover and appreciate his work. His legacy is one of resilience, artistry, and the power of music to transcend time. Steve Perry has now finally confessed why he left Journey. So, what is Steve Perry's confession regarding his departure from the band? Stay tuned as we dive into the details. In 1987, Perry opened up about his decision to step away from the music industry, a topic that had been the subject of much speculation over the years. Perry shared new insights that he had never discussed before, revealing that his choice to leave was driven by a loss of passion for music. During this time, he also felt immense pressure not only from the music industry but also from within himself. Having reached such high levels of success with Journey, he was constantly questioning whether he could continue to meet those expectations. The joy of performing and creating music had turned into a burden that weighed heavily on him. He admitted to feeling a sense of guilt for no longer enjoying something that had once been his greatest love. This internal conflict added another layer to his decision to walk away, as he needed time to figure out if music was something he truly wanted to pursue again. Singing no longer brought him the joy it once had, and he found himself increasingly disconnected from the craft that had once been his life. As the excitement of performing waned, Perry admitted that he began seeking other distractions, such as partying, to cope with the growing frustration he felt. He also noted that his voice wasn't as strong as it had been in the past, and it seemed to him that his life was starting to unravel. Despite his best efforts, he could not reignite the spark that once fueled his love for music, and it became clear that he needed a break. At that time, Perry had no concrete plans for what he would do next. He didn't know where his life was headed, but he knew he couldn't continue down the path he was on. It was leading nowhere positive. When asked if substances or relationships had played a part in his decision, Perry confirmed that drinking and substance use had been factors. He noted that these behaviors were prevalent in the music scene during that era. Reflecting on the nature of success, Perry explained that reaching your childhood dreams feels exhilarating at first. However, after years on the road and repeating the same routine, the excitement begins to fade. It becomes tempting to seek thrills elsewhere, which often leads to unhealthy habits. For Perry, this was a significant part of why he chose to step away from music. After leaving Journey, Perry recounted that he bought a Harley-Davidson motorcycle in a town called Via, California, near his hometown of Hanford, about 18 miles away. Although he had never been particularly interested in motorcycles before, he decided this would become his new passion. He vividly remembered riding during the summer with his long hair blowing in the wind, as helmet laws were not yet in effect. These rides allowed him to reconnect with his past, especially with memories of his childhood. Perry described how riding through the central San Joaquin Valley, where temperatures often reached 110 or even 112 degrees, could sometimes feel cool as he passed by alfalfa fields. It felt as if he were moving through an air-conditioned space, a sensation that evoked his early life. These rides also helped him reconnect with the memory of his late mother. He frequently visited the graves of relatives, finding solace in these moments of reflection. However, Perry admitted that he couldn't stay away from music forever. Despite being disconnected for a long time, he realized that there were limits to how much time one could spend riding motorcycles or visiting graves. When asked if he had developed any new interests during this period, Perry revealed that he had deliberately avoided music. He admitted that he suffered from a form of PTSD related to music, making it uncomfortable to engage with his former passion. He feared that his love for music might never return and believed that he had already lived his dream, with little else to accomplish in the industry. Over time, however, a chance encounter began to pull him back into the world he had left behind. Perry recounted how he met Patty Jenkins, a director who would go on to direct the critically acclaimed film Monster, starring Charlize Theron. Patty had reached out to Perry's attorney because she wanted to use Journey's song Don't Stop Believin' in the film. Through this process, Perry and Jenkins became close friends. One memorable moment in their friendship came when Jenkins was working on a Lifetime special called 5, a project about a cancer survivor. While watching a scene filmed on a hospital patio, Perry noticed a woman who caught his attention. She was one of the cancer survivors featured in the scene, and Perry was curious about her. He asked Jenkins who the woman was, and she revealed that her name was Kelly Nash, a PhD psychologist who had been battling cancer but was doing well at the time. Surprisingly, Perry asked Jenkins for Nash's email, something that was out of character for him. He explained that there was something about Kelly that deeply intrigued him, and he wanted Jenkins to ask Kelly if she would go out with him. 2 weeks later, Perry received an email from Kelly, which brought him immense joy. They went out to dinner, and from that moment, they became inseparable. Perry described his relationship with Kelly as unlike anything he had ever experienced before. Though she had been fighting breast cancer for 3 years, her vibrant personality and brilliance as a psychologist shone through. Their connection was so deep that Perry often told her, "I feel like I've always known you," and would frequently say, "I loved you before I met you, I love you now, and I always will." When reflecting on the impact this relationship had on him, Perry acknowledged how transformative it had been. Before Kelly, he had been living in emotional isolation, but she drew him out of that solitude. He shared a poignant memory of one particular night when she asked him to make a promise. Lying together in the dark, Kelly asked him if something were to happen to her, would he promise her one thing? Intrigued, Perry asked her what she wanted him to promise. Kelly's request was that, should anything happen to her, Perry would not return to isolation. She believed that everything they had gone through together would lose its meaning if he retreated back into the solitude from which she had helped pull him. Perry promised her that he would stay connected to life, and this promise became the driving force behind his return to music. His last record was a tribute to her memory, and he is determined to keep the promise he made to her, living his life without retreating into loneliness. What are your thoughts on these revelations? Feel free to share in the comments below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found these insights intriguing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and click the next video on your screen for more celebrity stories. See you there.